Hello and welcome to the watch along. Manchester United are taking on Benfica this evening in the UEFA Champions League, and I'm going to be doing a watch along. I'll be watching the game, and you can watch along this commentary with me and watch the game yourself. If you want, interact in the comment section below. Section game and anything to do with Manchester United this evening has come in recently in the last hour, and Manchester United have made changes from their previous game at the weekend. We've got obviously David De Gea in goal. We haven't gone for the back. I would have gone for according to this, it's a back four of Matteo Darmian, Eric Bay, Chris Smalling, and Daley Blind. I said in the preview that I wanted to see a back three, which allowed Abdul Tuanzebe to get some minutes in and around the first team. Now, he's not going to get any minutes tonight because he's not even on the bench, which I'm disappointed with. Ideal opportunity to see him in and around the squad. So, tonight, he can't even come off the substitutes bench, which is disappointing. But Scott McTominay, the big news there, starts with Matic, which you see Scott get another run out for Manchester United. Really a player that's being talked about much at Manchester United, and he's just calmly going about his business. So that is great. You don't want too many players that are too hyped up in the Manchester United Youth Academy. You want someone just to quietly come through. I mean, Marcus Rashford wasn't really that overly hyped up. I mean, bang, come into the first team and done well. You don't really want too many hyped up players because sometimes the pressure can really get to them. And we've seen some over the years really been hyped up, the Makedas and the Yanazais of this world, and they've not produced. So it can get a lot of pressure coming through the youth and be the next big thing, and they just aren't able to do that. So that's nice to see. Got Anthony Martial returning to the starting lineup as well. On the other hand side, it's Juan Mata. Looks like Jesse Lingard in the number 10 role with Romelu Lukaku up front. So not too disheartened with the team news. I mean, I would have hoped to have seen maybe Matic maybe given a rest for Scott McTominay, but it's Ander Herrera given a rest. And there's no Marcus Rashford. I would have liked to see maybe Rashford and Martial out wide. But I'm not too bothered, to be honest. We've given some players a rest, so overall pretty happy with that starting lineup, because you got to make it a decent lineup, because we don't want to go out and have a stupid draw or even a worst case a defeat tonight. We want to get the job done and dusted, because the under-19s only drew their game against Benfica today. I was at home, and the last time out they drew the away game as well. We were lucky to come away with that one with a draw. So that's a bit disappointed, because the under-19s now have got a real job in their hands to qualify for the knockout stage of the UEFA Youth League. They've got to go to Basel and get a victory, or they're probably not going to make it, because Benfica have got a game against CSKA Moscow obviously next. So if they win that, then it puts Manchester United don't win against Basel, even draw or defeat, which is going to put Manchester United in an awkward position in that UEFA Youth League. And it'll be nice to see Manchester United progress in that, to give a lot of the players more game time, because the likes of Gomez and that probably won't get much game time. Well, you won't get no midweek game time really if the UEFA Youth League comes to an end for Manchester United after that group stage. But they could still qualify via the second place. You go to a playoff if you finish second in that. So it is a bit weird, but we will have to just wait and see. But we are moments away now from the game starting. There is players on the bench though for Manchester United. If we need some more players to rescue the game, if the game's not going well, there's plenty of options on the bench. You've got Mkhitaryan, Ashley Young, Rashford, Herrera, Luke Shaw's even on the bench. So it does give Manchester United options there that we can pull something out if need be in the game. So not long now to go. Just checking which channel it's on, and we will be in the game. Here we go, getting ready for the game. So I don't know what people's thoughts are on Lindelof being on the bench, but he's not in the starting lineup tonight. This would have been another good opportunity to see Lindelof play, but it's up to the manager what he picks. He's gone for Smalling, and obviously giving Eric Bailly some more minutes in the Champions League. So he hasn't played a lot lately due to injuries. So but it's a big moment this for Scott McTominay's first start in the Champions League for Manchester United at Old Trafford. So this is absolutely massive for the young lad. It's a point tonight and puts on a good show because I mean he's not going to be the Roy Keane, the Paul Scholes, the Michael Carrick of this world, but he could still be a solid player for Manchester United. The likes of John O'Shea and Darren Fletcher have been solid players for Manchester United over the years and have vastly helped Manchester United to win trophies with their experience over the years, obviously, and it's helped Manchester United with the squad depth over the years. You've got to have these sort of players in and around your squad. You can't have 6 or 7 world-class players sitting on the bench week in, week out. It's just not going to happen. And the Scott McTominays and the Jesse Lingards of this world are what Manchester United are all about. Players coming through the U team and performing at a 6, maybe 7 out of 10 when they're given the opportunity. And Manchester United can still progress in games against maybe lesser opposition in cup games and against games to actually get the 3 points and win the game. So you've got to have them sort of players in and around your squad. And if they're players that have come through the U team, especially the likes of Jesse Lingard, who are actually Manchester United fans, fairly happy to play 15, 20, maybe make 15, 20 starts a season, single game, and you can bring them off the bench and they're putting a decent shift. So let me know your thoughts on the game throughout the match. We're just about to kick off now, so there's only a couple of changes to Benfica's lineup. So they've still got the same rookie goalkeeper in goal, who may turn out to be a fantastic goalkeeper. I know I was laughing a bit too much in that game when we did the watch along 2 weeks ago, but I didn't realise just how young the guy was and how inexperienced he was prior to the game. So, I mean, it was a comedy act from him, but obviously it was a bit unlucky for the young lad. But we are getting underway. Hope everyone's doing well this evening. The Manchester United's superb home record this season should see Manchester United comfortably win this game tonight. I mean, Benfica didn't really offer anything in that game the other week. They were very, very poor, to be honest. Certainly going forward, that was the team at home. I mean, Manchester United should be seeing a hell of a lot more of the ball this evening. I would be expecting the sort of possession and that we saw against Huddersfield. So we should be looking to win this game comfortably. There's not really any excuse in Manchester United. Don't go out there and put a couple of goals past this opposition tonight. It will really be as well as certainly as big a disappointment as that Huddersfield game, because this is a home tie against the team that just isn't performing well this season. If you're watching this live, please make sure to hit that like button. It really does help us out. And also subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're always looking for new subscribers here on the channel. So the game is underway. Only about a minute or so into the match. There's a lot of football going on around the Champions League this evening, so I'll keep everyone posted on what's going on. If you don't know the scores from the other games, the likes of Barcelona and PSG, I think, are playing tonight, and Bayern Munich and Chelsea. So there's a lot of good football out there. Hopefully Chelsea can struggle again this evening. Oh, they've gone 1-0 down, Chelsea. Roma have scored early. Hopefully that can knock a bit of the stuffing out against game. 1 minute gone and Chelsea are losing. Expecting a big game from Romelu Lukaku this evening and Anthony Martial. Hopefully, both of them can have good games. The only thing is we can't obviously take this too lightly because I didn't play well. We didn't play well at all in that game the other day, or the other week when we played these, but we still got the job done. And they never really offered any threat to Manchester United. They've got a corner here. That's the only thing. They never really offered any threat at all. So, but then again, Huddersfield weren't in the best of form when they played United. They hadn't scored in a while. And trouble in Manchester United, but they somehow managed to trouble us and beat us. So David here having to make the save. Chris Smalling getting his thigh on it. I mean, Manchester United were in good form earlier in the season. You would have expected sort of a 4-0 victory tonight, but not playing quite as well at all, are we, at this moment in time? I mean, decent win it was against Tottenham at the weekend. We didn't really play very well. Lingard there offside. I mean, it could be a big game from Jesse Lingard as well. He's playing in the number 10 role, which is probably his better role for me in and around the team. That's probably where I would say it's probably best. But it's really impressive that Manchester United are starting to rack up these home wins this season and make Old Trafford a fortress again. That's what we really want to see. Reason that was one of the great things about Jose Mourinho. He's got such an impressive home record. And I was looking at it yesterday. Only ever suffered 10 home defeats. I mean, as a manager, like Jesus Christ, that is sensational. I mean, and some of them probably come when Chelsea were having that shit season. I mean, could we potentially, if Manchester United are comfortably winning, could we potentially see some minutes for Luke Shaw tonight? That could be something that we do see second half at some stage if Manchester United are winning this game at any point. I mean, if Luke Shaw could just get a run of games together, get himself match fit, because you're not getting yourself match fit when you're just sitting on the bench and not playing, and it's just not the same playing these under 23 games. The league is just a dry league. It's just that league. Oh, Martial fouled. Looks like the cunt's got a yellow card. Yep. Martial causing all sorts of problems there. Cutting inside there and getting fouled. United. Come on, United. I think we've really got to test their goalkeeper again this evening. I mean, he looked a little bit shaky, certainly from them crosses and the corners. Martial's header, free kick was wide and over, should I say. Too high. But yeah, we really got to test their goalkeeper this evening because of the Marcus Rashford was trying to score from fucking direct corners and shit last time. I mean, that was crazy. But it was putting their goalkeeper under immense pressure, and he's only young and he could crack. So I've got to try and really put him under some pressure. It would be really nice if Manchester United could actually get the Group 1 this evening. I mean, that would be fantastic if we could. You know, every day having that covered there. He'll be pleased with shots from distance like that. We've really got to get Lukaku back firing in the goals. Certainly with Chelsea on the horizon, wouldn't it be fantastic if Romelu Lukaku bagged the winner against Chelsea? That would be fucking awesome. That shit would be. Yeah, really, Martial needs a brilliant game this evening because sometimes he's flatter to deceive when he started games. Often he's done better from the bench, but we need to see Martial doing more for 90 minutes. It's great, obviously, if he comes off the bench and scores the winner, but Manchester United need performance from 90 minutes. Because certainly in the big games, you need players on it for the whole game. But so far, it's been comfortable, Manchester United. To be honest, we haven't. I mean, it's only a few minutes. It's only 10 minutes or so into the match, so. But I'm feeling very confident with this home form. I'm confident that we can do the business this evening. We've only conceded one goal as well from at home this season. God, I've got an itchy nose this evening. The only goal that we conceded was against Burton Albion, so that at home, so that is absolutely fantastic start at home. Defensive record. We haven't even let a goal in the league at home, so. Oh, we're in a bit of play down the pitch. Oh, shot goes wide from Benfica. So, I mean, we haven't been brilliant so far at all, but it's only 10 or just over 10, 12 minutes into the game or whatever. So, nothing to panic about just yet from me. I think we can definitely get the job done this evening. A scrappy 1-0 would do. I mean, I would prefer Manchester United to play a bit better this evening because we really need to play ourselves into some better form. But it's still at the moment, you just want to get this group out the fucking way. Just want to get it done and dusted so that we can not have to worry about it again till January, February time, whenever it returns. That's what I've just been saying the whole way along. We never seem to go and swat aside all these teams and get it done early. It's just not a thing that Manchester United have been accustomed to in recent years. Even under Sir Alex Ferguson, often we struggle to qualify that easy. He used to rest a lot of players early on in the group stage, which I prefer to get it done and dusted. He used to like to use fringe players and youngsters at the beginning of the group, but I think Jose Mourinho's done it right. Put the strongest lineup he could out in the first couple of games. Now we're swapping a few, but we're almost there now. A win tonight, and then he can put a load of youngsters out. He'll probably utilise it for players the likes of Rojo, Pogba, and Zlatan, players like that, and Fellaini who are coming back from injury. That's what I think he would use mainly. But we should still see the likes of Axel and Scott McTominay in it as well, and probably Romero, maybe in goal. That's obviously if Manchester United do by this evening. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much if you finish first or second. I mean, you're still going to have to beat whoever you got to beat anyway. But it's probably better to avoid the teams. Because you just want as easy games as possible, really. Final, because the better, the harder the team. Obviously, you're going to have to try harder in both legs to get through. I mean, if we could get a decent draw in the knockout stage and you win the first leg. Oh, penalty. Fuck. Come on, United, can we score this penalty? Anthony Martial causing them all sorts of problems. Oh, fuck. Martial's missed. Oh, fuck. Fuck's sake. So the game still is fucking 0-0. It from the keeper, I mean, but just disappointing. I mean, he's almost made amends for what he done last week with that bloody save. It's disappointing that we haven't taken advantage of a penalty. It seems now, though, that Martial's become Manchester United's penalty taker, but fuck's sake, it's pissed me off, that has. I mean, it could have been a bit further in the corner, but still a nice save from the keeper. I mean, fuck. Now Martial's got to make amends for that. Oh, bollocks. Come on, United, we've got to step this up now. I thought that was the breakthrough then. There's only one goal in the Champions League with that fucking missed penalty, and that's scored by Roma. But that could have been put Manchester United in the driving seat then had we scored that penalty. Kicking the fucking bollocks missing that. Stuff about that. I mean, we haven't been brilliant so far, but that's twice Martial's been fouled. Come on, United, you need to step this up a little bit. Be interesting to see who's the next penalty taker should Manchester United get another one at any point, because Romelu Lukaku started the season as the penalty taker. RCL's taken them all since and now missed one. So hi to Colombia. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're doing well there. If you're a Manchester United fan, I hope you're enjoying the match. Hopefully Manchester United can get the 3 points we need to seal this group. Oh! Good save from David De Gea there. Jeez, that was fucking going in. Fuck. Gotta watch this Manchester United because we could literally seal this group tonight as group winners, and we can't afford to go behind in this. Considering the poor performances we've had lately, anyway, we haven't been playing well at all recently. Even in the 2 games we won, we weren't against Swansea. Swansea weren't very good. Tottenham weren't brilliant, and we weren't brilliant ourselves. So it would have been nice to have seen a good performance tonight, and even if it's only a 1 or 2-0 win over a sort of 5-0 win, and a crabby performance. We've got to get that performance back in us. Start playing well again. I mean, if this team was absolutely just dog shit and we swat them aside 4 or 5-0, it would play well to win the game. I mean, we really didn't play well at all over in Benfica, and we're very fortunate really to come away with 3 points, which seems to have grown in a bit of confidence since that penalty miss. It's fucking annoying. Just watching that penalty miss back again. To be fair, Martial looks really pissed off with himself for missing it, but doesn't make it hurt any less. Come on, United, we can step this up a bit. Aren't the best of teams from that. You would have thought that these would have been the toughest top opponents for Manchester United in this. They're actually on paper, they've been the worst team in the group. Looks like Marcus Rashford may be coming on. Lingard. He seemed to just pull up there. I'm not too sure what he's done. This isn't good losing your players because we're now going to have to bring Marcus Rashford on this. It looked like anyway. Well, he was getting getting spoken to by the managers, so we'll have to just wait and see. He seems to have hurt his side, so I have to see if he can continue anyway. But Manchester United have got to step this up a bit. We do not want no fuck up this evening. Right, and Jesse Lingard's come back on anyway, which is a good sign. We do not want any more injuries, Manchester United. Oh, it's Mkhitaryan's gone out to warm up. Come on, if Jesse Lingard can't continue, but it's probably just a precaution while they're getting players warmed up, just in case he obviously does have to go off. Come on, Martial's got to redeem himself and get himself on that score sheet to make up for that penalty miss. Come on, boys. Oh, another penalty shout. He's never going to give another one, is he? Never in a million years will we probably get another one. Yellow card for Eric Bailly there. Oh, United sort themselves out. Ah. It is a bit of a worry that Romelu Lukaku hasn't scored for a few games, because that's sort of come and coincide with Manchester United's run of lower scoring games, which was always a worry for me this season. If he didn't score goals, would Manchester United still be able to keep up with scoring goals without his goal input? Obviously, any team without their main man's not going to score as many, but Rashford and Martial could this season and bang in enough goals that if Romelu Lukaku isn't scoring, Manchester United still got a big goal threat in them. So far, we haven't really dominated this game like I was hoping we would. Certainly, haven't had enough of as much as the ball as I thought we would. But so far, Romelu Lukaku hasn't seen enough to. I mean, he's gone 5 games, and this will be his 6th game if he doesn't score this evening without a goal, which is a bit worrying. We don't want the goal drought to go on too long. Obviously, with big games coming up on the horizon, you would like him to as soon as possible if we can. Manchester United could get the breakthrough in this game, I think I would be confident that we could go on and win the game comfortably then, because they're going to have a go then, because they've really got nothing to lose. A draw may seem a good point for them if they're trying to finish third. I don't know if they're going to be able to finish third now in the group. They finish ahead of CSK Moscow. I mean, probably the likelihood is Barcelona probably to finish second in the group now. So But so far, both games are 0-0 in this group. Jesse Lingard there getting a yellow card. Not really too sure what he done there. Actually, I didn't. It looks like Daley Blin's down at the moment for Manchester United. Got just over 15 minutes now of the first half remaining, and I think we're just up this game if we're points in this. According to the stats, Benfica have actually had the upper hand of possession, which shouldn't really be the case coming to Old Trafford. Manchester United should be on the line, share of this possession, dominating the game, and putting these away. This certainly isn't a great Benfica side. I'll be overly disappointed if Manchester United cannot get the job done this evening. You expect a difficult game when you go away from home against these teams, but you'd United to beat these at home. Well, see what I'm trying to do too much there. It is really a bit of a worry where all that goal threat's gone from Manchester United. Manchester United certainly are not well on top of this game by no means. They look more of a threat at Old Trafford than they did at Benfica. I mean, David had to pull off that good save in this first half, so that's probably the best chance besides obviously the penalty. Lukaku having a chance. Decent enough stop from the goalkeeper. I mean, young goalkeeper. The first sighting of goal there from Romelu Lukaku. Don't think it was going to creep in, but goalkeeper couldn't really take any chances without one. Better game than he did 2 weeks ago. Celtic losing this evening, as you would expect. Manchester United going forward. Come on. What matter? Anthony Martial. Cross into the box. Lukaku. Over. Goal from Lukaku in the last few moments. Better signs that. If you give Lukaku the chances, sooner or later he's surely going to score. It wasn't really an easy for him to steer that header to goal. Bit too far for him there. Bit more positive signs there though from Manchester United. Oh yeah, Basel leading 1-0 tonight. I was expecting them to beat CSK Moscow, to be honest, but put them only a point behind Manchester United. So as things stand there, so Manchester United may well have to get, unless we can win this game, we have to get a positive result against them next time out. In order for us to win the group. Unless obviously we can still win this game this evening, though. There's plenty of time. And after this game, the Champions League takes a rest for a few weeks, so teams might be in different form. Come then. I'm just looking. The next game's not till November the 22nd, so we've got almost the best part, a good chunk of a month before we next play in the Champions League. Manchester United might be in better form by then, so yeah, we're not playing great tonight so far, but this isn't really a good team, so I'm still expecting Manchester United to get the job done this evening. If we don't, if we only got a draw, but in with a very good position for Manchester United. I mean, a draw in Basel will probably see Manchester United win the group if we don't win this evening, but I still fully expect Manchester United to get the job done over the 90 minutes in this game when we should be leading because of that penalty, but obviously being missed wasn't great, but we've still got a lot of options on the substitutes bench, so we could change things if need be in this game, but I wouldn't really panic too much at the moment, to be honest, unless obviously we somehow go behind in this game, which would be then a disaster, but I would tend to think Manchester United should keep it as it is going into the second half. If it's still goalless, and leave it till a good 60 minutes before any changes to try and win it. Oh, I mean, up till that Benfica game, this group was going absolutely brilliant for Manchester United. It was two very big wins. So all Roma leading 2-0, is it now? Chelsea are a bit lucky that they could still qualify with doing abysmal in that group. If Atletico Madrid hadn't fucked up against Karabag in the away game and still not win this evening, that could have been Chelsea in trouble, potentially Europa League stuff. Hopefully that should dampen their confidence ahead of the against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge at the weekend, because we hardly ever seem to do well at the bridge. Yeah, Chelsea are bad at the moment, but seem to do well at the bridge, do we? So who knows? Maybe Jose Mourinho will hopefully have a good game plan up his sleeve for that game, like he did in the FA Cup, where it was going so well until we had the mountain off. Martial running at their defence again. Oh, cool! That was a nice run. Martial's causing them problems when he's running them. It's just a shit that he missed that penalty. So there's only about 5 minutes or so left of this. Just over 5 minutes left of this first half. Hasn't been great for Manchester United. I'm just hoping that Chelsea game isn't as bad as we've seen in recent games. I think a lot of it's Manchester United just aren't playing as well as we were. When people are blaming Jose Mourinho and his tactics, but I just don't think the team's actually playing that well, to be honest. In some of these games, I don't think we've done an awful lot different. Maybe if you take the Liverpool game out of it, I think the other games we've just played bad. Yeah, there hasn't been not many good chances tonight. Jesus, Karabag beating Atletico Madrid. Shock, because Karabag aren't the best of the teams, so at all. I mean, even if Benfica get a point this evening, they're going to have a job on their hands to even get a Europa League spot. So Manchester United could all but probably kill their chances off, because they're going to have to get a positive result in their last two games. But so far, we're not doing enough in this game. Got to certainly up it. Season momentum has just died off. Earlier in the season, we would have put these away quite comfortably. But I mean, it might help when we get the likes of Paul Pogba back, Fellaini back. I'm not the biggest fan of Fellaini, but help when we certainly have Paul Pogba back. But I'm not too sure it's going to be drastic difference when Paul Pogba comes back. It will obviously be United, but whether it's going to take us back to where we were, we're going to have to up their performances, certainly. Lukaku's certainly going to have to up his game again, back to, because he was in fantastic form earlier in the season. Oh, another chance there for Anthony Martial. Bloomed way over the bar there from Anthony Martial. I mean, there's no real need to panic at the moment. I mean, Barcelona aren't even beating Olympiacos at the moment. So they'll probably beat them second half. Hopefully, if we can get some more possession. We haven't really kept the ball well enough tonight. I was expecting Manchester United to have a hell of a lot of the ball, but at home. But so far, it just hasn't worked out that way. Yeah, it's disappointing comparing the fact that Basel did batter these, but I think it's more the fact that Manchester United are just not playing very well at this moment in time. I mean, you look earlier on in the group stage, we beat Basel pretty comfortably at home, 3-0. We got that decent win away in CSK Moscow 4-1. So if we were playing as well as we were back then, I think we probably would have put 3 or 4 past these. But yeah, Manchester United have taken the lead. Get in. It's going to go down as an own goal there. That's got to surely go down as a goalkeeper. Probably going to go down as an own goal there from the keeper. I mean, but it's great that Manchester United have finally taken the lead. I mean, that shot wasn't going in. I mean, that was very lucky there. I'm just relieved that Manchester United are winning the game. To be honest, we've not played well at all, but that goalkeeper certainly didn't have any luck there. He must dread playing against Manchester United. It was going so well for the young lad in goal. To be honest, he saving that penalty and doing just unlucky with that one, and it's gone in. But really pleased that Manchester United are going to go in the looks like 1-0 up. The only good thing is we're not. I mean, when we in the past when we were playing bad under the likes of Louis van Gaal and obviously David Moyes, we were losing games when we were playing bad. At least the only game obviously we've lost was that Huddersfield one. We're still grinding out results. I mean, that Tottenham game was a really difficult game against a team with a very good solid defence. Victory, even though we haven't been playing brilliant. So really, Manchester United could have killed this game off. Very good chance there from Romelu Lukaku just before the half time. I mean, it's half time now, but Goalkeeper saving that there. The goalkeeper hasn't had a bad game at all tonight. Very unlucky there with that. So Manchester United leading 1-0. We'll be taking a quick break and then we'll be back for the second half shortly. So hopefully Manchester United can get this job done this evening. We're in a very good position to go on and get the victory now, I think. I mean, they're not the best of sides. So phone, and I'll be back in a minute after the break. And so half-time, Manchester United leading 1-0. Really pleased with the result so far, but not too sure if we deserve any. Certainly no more than a 1-0 in the first half. The real downer was that Anthony Martial penalty miss. That was a real downer. He should have put that away, and that would probably have just on our way to hopefully have been a more comfortable victory, because it was more earlier on. Interesting. There's only one goalless game at the moment, but surely you would expect Barcelona to get the 3 points in that one. Very rarely go a game without a goal. We expect them to get the job done in that one, but yeah, hopefully I would expect Zlatan will be hopefully back fit for definitely the last group game. Does look like he's back in and around the training now, so that would be amazing if he could come back for the last group game. I mean, the next game in this group's not for a while, which if Manchester United got it done and dusted, that absolutely fantastic. We can put it on the back of our minds for but hopefully that last group game will be a chance to give Rojo, Shaw, Zlatan, people like that a game which will be great, because that it will be a bedding in period for some of them players that just haven't had enough football, because Zlatan's going to be really rusty when Manchester United back into the team. He obviously hasn't played for a while. We can give him some under football, but that's no way that's going to be nowhere near as good as a game in the Champions League or in the League Cup, because that is really poor football for me. The standard in that three is not good enough for Manchester United. If you're any good these days, you end up almost going straight in the team. So we will have to wait and see. He probably will have to play 1 or 2 reserve games just to ease himself back in. But Rojo hasn't played any football either. If Manchester United could get the second goal this evening, could we potentially see Luke Shaw in the second half at some point? That would be positive if Luke Shaw could get some minutes tonight. I mean, obviously there's no actual Tuanzebe, who I would have loved to have seen given a run out tonight, but unfortunately he's not been named on the substitutes bench. But at the moment in time, this game is still only 1-0. We haven't done probably enough to even barely deserve 1-0. So I thought at one stage we might go on and do something in this game, but hasn't really been enough. Let's just have a look, see what people are saying here on Twitter before the game restarts in a few moments. Really nice to see Manchester United. If we could get that second goal, I mean, that goal could not have come at a better time for Manchester United. It really couldn't have. Yeah, Manchester United are bottom of the under-23s. The side's not really good enough, to be honest. I mean, you've got James Wilson that's come back into the fold now, but it's such a poor old league. I think obviously a lot of them players won't go on to make it at Manchester United, but it's been like that for a few years now. There hasn't really been any forwards up front that Manchester United can rely on. And the good players are coming through. The under 18s. There's some fantastic players coming through the under 18s, and that's probably where the next of youngsters, if Manchester United have any more come through anytime soon, will be the debutants. Will probably come from there. A lot of players are now skipping the under 23s. I mean, Rashford barely played probably 10 games in the under. Well, it was then called the under 21s. So and he went straight into the first team, and he's had a better record than he did when he was playing in the under 21s at the time. Barely scored any goals in that. So a lot of the good players get loaned out and bring enough players in to help them. The players in and around that could potentially make it at Manchester United. So his career probably won't ever. Not. I mean, it might recover if he goes elsewhere, but injury hasn't helped. And when he come on the scenes, could potentially have become another Rashford player in his young when he comes through. But I don't know. Maybe he can still make it. He did score the other week in the youth team, so we will have to wait and see. But at the moment in time, he hasn't really cracked it enough. Right, I better just grab my phone and before we kick off the second half of the football. Moments now away from Manchester United off the second half. If we could get an early goal in this second half, that would be brilliant. That would put Manchester United in a very good position to get through the game this evening. I can't really see them coming back if we get a second. I'll be very surprised. Just about to get underway again. Right, the players are coming back out for the second half, so let's see if Manchester United can kill this game off. Put the game to bed early in the second half and then move on and think about the weekend's game. That's what I'll do tonight. Looks like Manchester United have made a change at half time. Jesse Lingard's gone off, so I presume that's due to the injury, and Henrik Mkhitaryan has been the man to come on. Could this change the game for Manchester United anyway? We will have to find out, but Henrik Mkhitaryan's form seems to have dropped off after the season assists he got He got quite a few assists early on, and I really thought that he was going to be a lot better this season than last season. Last season for me was that bedding in period for him, but in recent weeks he's tailed off. Just like obviously Pogba not being there, you've got Lukaku's goals seem to have dried up. So it's obviously not just one person that's caused this slump in form for Manchester United, and it's obviously continued again this evening. But these players need to obviously step it back up. Obviously, even obviously Fellaini was playing quite well before he got the rest of his Manchester United career. So he's been playing up. So but it's just one of them things at this moment in time. When things are not going right for some players, it seems to go wrong for a number, and then a few players are off form. If one or two's off form, you can get away with it. But when there's a few players injured and out of form, it's performances drop. But as I say, we're still not doing bad in terms of performances. Might be down, but if you can keep winning or grinding out results when your performances aren't scratched, that shows a team that's going places. I mean, you don't want to keep playing bad, but if you can maybe get away with it 3 or 4 games, then that's not too bad. As I say, in the past, we've played horrendous in past, and we've actually had horrendous scores. So Manchester United have got to be careful with this Benfica team, because they did have that one great shot that David had to save in the first half. So get caught out. We've not played well enough to be confident at this moment in time. I'm going to go on and win this game, but I'm still pretty confident we will. But the fact that we're 1-0 up now as well makes me starting to make me even more confident. But just feels like a real kick in the nuts if Benfica were to equalise when in these sort of games at home. Feels like a defeat. They're really not nice drawing home games. Manchester United try and keep the ball a bit better in this second half and get a decent amount of possession. This first half was fairly even for most of the game, which I was expecting Manchester United to have the lion's share of possession. Well, I'm expecting Manchester United to up it second half, because Jose Mourinho's probably had words with them at half time that just we don't want to pick up any more injuries like we did probably with that Jesse Lingard one, because I know over December we've certainly got some games coming thick and fast, and November's probably going to be still a lot of games in November as well, but international break coming up, so that might help to get players back after that. Seem to be keeping the ball a bit better at the start of the second half, which was one thing I wanted to see Manchester United do. seem to be gradually getting the upper hand of possession, because at one point in that first half, the upper hand, and that's something I don't like at Old Trafford. I think Manchester United should really dominate the majority of their home games. Been a pretty boring game up till now, but United getting the job done will be. Yeah, Mata there was over the bar. Maybe should have done better. Mata hasn't scored two. He's only scored one this season, so probably could do with upping his goal input a bit to help Manchester United over the line in these few weeks of struggle scoring goals. Benfica seems to be now getting on the ball a bit more. So I said we need to keep the possession better. Oh, I gave the ball away sloppy there for a throw. We can certainly up the play in this, but I'm not confident of whether we will or not. A case of grinding out this result again, but Jose Mourinho is the past master of grinding out results when his teams aren't playing well. So I mean, if you're not playing well, it's better to grind out a result than to lose. So come on, United, we can up this a bit. There's been no sightings on goal for Manchester United, really, apart from that Mata one this half. Lukaku was fouled. So Manchester United have a free kick. I mean, things could be worse. We could be in Chelsea's position, so we've got to be thankful that we're winning the game. I think the main aim of any game is to win the game. I mean, if you can win the game, that's the first main, and then second, just worrying about how you win. The second goal certainly put this to bed. Tom Hay there. I think Martial really certainly needs to run at players a bit more. Oh, it's wasteful with one Martial there. Surprised me if he doesn't take Martial off and bring Rashford on in the second half. But I would presume that he'll probably end up starting Rashford at the weekend against Chelsea. I know Anthony Martial said that he really wants to be starting more games, but when Given starts like tonight, he's really got to take the opportunity and be scoring goals from the start of games, being threatening throughout the game. Oh, Martial! Oh, that was bloody wasted. That was a very good chance there for Martial to cause them problems, but I don't know, he's lacking a bit of confidence tonight, Martial there. Penalty miss. There's certainly a couple of gears for Manchester United to up in this second half, and I mean, it's not worrying times for Manchester United at the moment, but if we were conceding goals, it would certainly be a worry. I mean, I think some people were expecting a very comfortable game this evening from Manchester United, but it's not always easy. Not as easy as people make it out to be. They've had a shot which was comfortably saved by David De Gea. But, I mean, David De Gea will save them ones all day long, so I'll be happy if they're having shots from there. But still, Manchester United have really got to up this game, because you can always concede one chance and position could go and score. I mean, they could have a fluky goal like Benfica conceded. That was a bit unlucky for them. To be honest, if they lose this one, they're probably going to feel aggrieved that they've lost either of these two games, because certainly didn't deserve to win that first one, and a draw would have been a fair result. And this one, we haven't really done enough to warrant much. So come on, United, this game's turning into a bore fest for me. I mean, I having boring games when we play against the likes of Tottenham and win 1-0. I mean, I can accept that, but I can't accept every game being boring. No, but I can certainly accept it in some of the big games, because the big games is where it's all about winning. You there, get the job done, and or get the result that you want, and certainly not lose. They're all about pride and everything. But games like this is more where I want to see Manchester United dominating teams and turning them over. But obviously, it can't always happen. Even on the straight first, it didn't always happen. Sometimes teams park the bus and we didn't play well, and you can't always do it. I mean, even under Pep Guardiola, Man City can't always do it, because they didn't fucking do it against Wolves. Drew no goals in that game. If that had been Jose Mourinho, won on penalties, criticising him. So nothing was said about that when they put almost a full team out against Wolves. So I'm hoping things in the second half for Manchester United, but we're about 60 minutes into this game and the second half hasn't been good enough. To be honest, the whole game was from Manchester United. I'm going winning because we penalty, but we fucked up. But besides, I mean, we just haven't been good enough against. We have to play a lot better than this to beat Chelsea. The problems Chelsea have got is it's at the bridge, and for some reason they always turn up against Manchester United at the bridge. But cool, that was a very good save from David Hare. I thought at first that it had gone wide, but it was a very good save from David Hare. We've got to watch out Manchester United because this could potentially become a shit for Manchester United if we're not careful. Playing nowhere near good enough. The second half, we're giving away another chance there. That's a couple of chances today with David Hare's saved, and liking this from Manchester United. Just not good enough. Cool, Roma 3-0 up against Chelsea. Cool. Is anyone gonna say anything about Conte? Is he gonna get? I mean, Chelsea getting turned over, but this should hopefully put pressure. I mean, the pressure should be all on Chelsea now for the weekend. Manchester United, so hopefully that will put Manchester United in good stead for that game. I mean, that should give Manchester United confidence. Well, the funny thing will be is if Manchester United could turn Chelsea over, because Mourinho and Conte do not like each other. Let's be honest, and it would be so funny to see Mourinho get one over on him and get him the sack. That really would be a funny story. But to be honest, I think Chelsea might be a little bit more patient. You're sacking a manager who's just won you the league, like they obviously did with Jose Mourinho, but there was quite a bit of time when it was going really poorly last season. They didn't just give him the boot like they had done to previous managers like Phil Scolari and people like that, who they've just literally got rid of with thought at all. And I'm a bit nervous that Benfica might get back in this game, which I never thought that I would think that before. But the good news for Manchester United is Moscow have equalised, which is fantastic news for Manchester United. The result that Manchester United fans would want. Manchester United in a strong position now. If we can get the job done in this game, which at this moment in time we're getting the job done, but the job done, really, it's not not. This is never going to be a game to shout about. I mean, second goal just to put this to sleep now. Oh, Manchester United having a chance there. Lukaku putting the ball into the box, but no one getting there to get it. It's never going to be a game that will be replayed again and again. Drab second half for Manchester United, but so far the job is getting done, which I mean, it might have been a diabolical performance, but if Basel draw and Manchester United win, it will leave them on 7 points and Manchester United on 12. United in command of this group. It would basically mean a draw in the next game will see Manchester United. Well, Matters the next player to go off the pitch. So Scott McTominay is carrying on in this game, which is nice to see. Get a run at get a decent run out in this game because we've got bigger fish to fry than this game coming up, and respect to Scott McTominay, but he won't be playing in the game against Chelsea at the weekend, probably not. So the game anyway. But now Jose Mourinho has used up 2 of his substitutions, so we might see Luke Shaw get some minutes tonight. But with this game still on a knife edge, it makes you wonder whether he would consider utilising Luke Shaw at any point now, unless we can get that second goal, because the second goal will certainly kill this tie off. Definitely kill it off. Will this game be dead if we get that second goal? This second half has been, for me, a pretty poor second half of football for Manchester United. If the equaliser went in, Manchester United couldn't really have too many complaints because done nowhere near enough in the second half to get another goal as yet, really. Their players got booked. Not sure who was it brought down. It was Henrik Mkhitaryan was brought down. He was away and he got his shirt pulled. There's certainly got to be some problems at Chelsea because there was no way they were ever as bad as that last season. You wouldn't have seen them lose 3-0 last season. So it's there. And although Manchester United aren't playing well, we're not getting beat up or anything. So whatever you say about the drab football, Manchester United are churning out results. I mean, if Jose Mourinho had lost 3-0 to Roma tonight, they're totally on him. Lukaku with a chance, keeper saved. Jesus, Karabakh playing the second half with 10 men. And they played some of the previous game when they played, I think, 15 minutes with 10 men. So Atletico Madrid should have finished second in this group. I mean, Jesus Christ. That's 2 games in a row they've had a man sent off. And the thing is, Karabakh aren't even that great a side, so went into the Europa League, it would really fuck them up because it fucks all the English teams' league form up. Um, you can't seem to do well in the league, and the league as well. It just doesn't seem to be working for teams. We really do need that second goal just to put this game to sleep. 20 minutes to go now, and I would just love to see a second goal scored. Considering that first one went oh, Manchester United win by an own goal. That's pretty bad. Oh, Celtic have equalised. On the Martial, no. I mean, that is quite a shock that Celtic are drawing 1-1, but often at home over the years, they've pulled out some fantastic results. But, well, yeah, the Karabakh result will be a surprise as well. But they seem to somehow pull that out of the bag in the first game. I know they're at home. Oh, Tomine with the shot, which was blocked. Manchester United need to up this to get that second goal. We can't always be relying on clean sheets at home to get us through. But I would presume that we're one of the. I think PSG have won all their games, but we could be one of the only teams after tonight to have won all our games so far in the Champions League. So to think that people are criticising Mourinho and still no goals, so they probably will get a late winner because it's Barcelona. But I mean, we've just got to hope that Manchester United can just hold on to this lead because we don't really look like getting a second. They've got a corner kick. Benfica are making a substitution now. Manchester United making another substitution. Martial's now going off. Very disappointed that Anthony Martial couldn't score this evening. Really disappointed with that penalty miss from him. Let's see if Marcus Rashford can now step up to the plate this evening. Can't just see. Come on, United. Second half's been very, very poor. Very poor. Very poor second half of football from me. Bayern Munich have now gone 2-1 up. So Celtic probably look well. Would have been a nice result for Celtic, but to try and get that third position and qualify for the Europa League. I don't think that's probably the Anderlecht games where you're going to be looking at them getting the 3 points to see them finish third if they can. Oh. Marcus Rashford. Oh, Marcus Rashford. Oh, penalty. Is it? Yeah, penalty for Manchester United. So this time, hopefully, Manchester United can kill the game off. Surprised we've got given a second one, but who's taking the penalty for Manchester United? Lukaku this time. It looks like. Oh, who's taking it? Or is it Blind? Blind. Yes. Manchester United 2-0 up. It's weird that Daley Blind was the one that took the penalty, but at least Manchester United will now are home and dry. We never got to see Luke Shaw this evening, but at least Manchester United have done it, have done the business this evening. I've gone 2-1 up against Basel. So, massively now. Because now that leaves both them two teams on 6 points. So, pretty much Manchester United are home and dry now. I mean, that will surely see Manchester United win the group now. Come on, we've got. I think if it goes to head, then. So it looks like Manchester United won the group to me, which is great news. It lasted after 4 games is great, you know. You can't ask for much better than that. We've even given Scott McTominay his first start in the Champions League, so another clean sheet. So we're not playing well, and we've probably still won 2-0. So the only thing is, Daley Blind taking the penalty is a bit of a weird one for me, but yeah, it will only be 1 point to win the group. But I'm not sure if it goes on head-to-head or goal difference. So either one of them, Manchester United, are far superior than the rest. So we would have to heavily in them last 2 games really to not finish top of the group now, which is pretty unlikely that Manchester United will not now finish top of the group. providing we obviously get that point that we may well or may not need in Basel, that we can really start to think about resting players for that final. Complete resting all the first team players for me for that final group game. If he puts out first team players that have, unless it's the likes of Fellaini and Pogba who need minutes, probably, even then they might not even need minutes come that game, because that game's not till like December. So even play the likes of them. I'll play the likes of 2-1 Zebi and maybe even Demi Mitchell and players like that. Just don't play the first teamers. Haven't ever had a chance of this, because this is what it'd be like to play at Old Trafford on a Champions League night. I mean, it'd be amazing for some of them players. There's just no point in playing you. Oh, Rashford, just be such a great experience to give some of them a go. I mean, throw Angel Gomez in, you can just give them the opportunity of their lifetime to have a go. You know, it's all about Manchester United bringing youngsters in, and then see who can take their opportunity. You look at Rashford, fine example. By no means this is no way been from Manchester United. You can't say it's, even if we get another one in these last knocking minutes to make it 3-0, it will seem good, but it's by no means been a good win, a good performance from Manchester United. But the main aim is obviously just get this job done. I would have loved a good performance, but we're in a good position here with position any of the teams are in really in the Champions League. They're in a good side, but to be honest, I don't really care if they're them sort of teams are squads. Teams aside now, that Manchester United is just churning it away at this moment in time. I mean, people are all over Pep Guardiola and that. You look at in the past, the Arsenal teams, it's come to the crunch games. They've lost 1 or 2 crunch games in each competition, and they've been out all of everything within the space of 2 or 3 weeks. Nothing's decided now. Focus in every competition, keep churning it away, and hopefully Manchester United, when the business end of the season comes, we're playing better football, because teams are going to be in the latter stages of the competition, and that's where Manchester United need to be at their best. You don't need to be at your best to beat these sort of teams at the moment. So that is the positive from Manchester United, that we're churning them out, and we can get better later on. Distance, never going to trouble the goalkeeper from there. If you're watching this live, make sure to hit that like button, get the likes up on this video, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new, because the time it really does help us out if you subscribe to the channel. Manchester United just playing these last few moments of the game out. Barcelona there still drawing no goals away at Olympiacos. I mean, could this be Manchester United's year in the Champions League for getting far in the competition? I mean, Jose Mourinho knows how to win this competition. He's the master at getting results. This Champions League. It's not about playing silky, great football in this Champions League. No, it's about the ties, digging deep, getting a good result away from home, and maybe playing a bit more expansive at home. So not long left now for Manchester United. It would have been nice to see Lukaku end his goal drought with that penalty, but it wasn't to be. He wasn't the one to take it. Maybe Jose Mourinho didn't want his confidence. He missed it. That's the only thing I can think of, really. He did Manchester United. I mean, it's not. I mean, there was a rule before where you had to go to the end of the queue if you missed one. So, when Manchester United did that, I forget when that was, but oh, right across the box, and Darwin clears it out for a corner. Let's hope Manchester United can preserve that clean sheet now, because Dave's had a decent game tonight. He's been pulled into action a few times this evening. It hasn't been a real quiet game from Dave. He's had to pull off 2 good saves in this, so we want him to keep that clean sheet. It's almost time now for Manchester United. Almost there. Coming to the end of this game. Nowhere near a classic for Manchester United, but the job is done at least. Knockout stage of the Champions League. Again, I think they've made light work of this group. It's just so pleasing. I mean, to think to all them haters, all them Jose Mourinho haters out there, fuck you, because Manchester United are going places. Well, he does always shoot the same side, but penalty's good enough, then that place the keeper should have no hope with it. But I'm not too sure what will take another one. I mean, he probably will again at some point, but then if it put it in the goal, then it would have been a confidence booster. But if obviously he'd missed, it would have been his confidence, because he isn't in them. But someone's put the penalty away. I'm happy. I mean, I wasn't sure. I thought it was going to be Herrera at first. Took it, but seems to be a decent amount of Red fans in the crowd happy. So Manchester United. So even the Benfica fans seem like they're liking it. So they're still in high spirits. Danny Blink come off there with an injury. Hopefully be all right. But we're now into added time in the match. I mean, to be honest, we haven't had a really difficult group, have we? I mean, still the ease in which Manchester United have qualified, really. I mean, these last 2 games we haven't played well, and we've still got through. So roll on Saturday. That's all I can say. Coming up against the Rent boys. Hopefully we'll do them Rent boys over. Stack. That's what we want, don't we? Give Conte the fright of his life. Because they did us over at the bridge last year, so we've got to do them over at the bridge. I will, though, be very disappointed with Jose Mourinho if he does put side out in the last group game. And to Basel, he may put out, but yeah, that is a bit of a shocking result. But I'm still not totally convinced with Barcelona this season. Very, very well in terms of wins in the Spanish league, but what as good as they were a few years ago, and to be on it a lot more in the Champions League, certainly in away games, because games are very difficult. I mean, you may occasionally get a big scoreline like we have when we beat CSK Moscow away 4-1, but a lot of tough games away from home. They should have won the game, really, but I think that the tables are going to start turning in the next year or so. I'm hopeful that English football can come back and their way. English teams were struggling a lot in this Champions League for years. To be coming back from top of their groups. Pleased with this win tonight. It's so pleasing. Manchester United have seen this off. We've won the game 2-0, so every Manchester United fan should be happy that we've won out the performance, because Manchester United is still picking up points. So performance, a masterclass performance or whatever, I don't, but points, which was all that was required tonight from the game. 2 goals, and we've pretty much secured first place in the group, barring an absolute miracle. So I'm happy. Tuning in tonight, make sure to hit that like button on the video and subscribe as well. A proper match reaction to come after this video's ended. So enjoy the rest of your evening and roll on Sunday when we play against the Rent boys, and hopefully we do them over and Conte can get the sack. Stick one up to him after the game. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.